Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm Jacqueline Dabb, and I lead Firefly Custom Models product strategy and marketing here at Adobe. I'm excited to speak with my guest, Geraldine O'Donnell, today. Geraldine is an experienced design director who focuses on accessibility. Welcome, Geraldine.
Hi, Jacqueline. Very nice to be here, and I hope everyone excited also.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I've noticed that businesses are under a lot of pressure to produce more content across more channels faster than ever before. In an environment where content is really exploding, uh, brand consistency and brand recognition is more important than ever.
So clients have been demanding more branded content more
Mhm.
than ever, and this has been basically perfect across every platform. They'll like make something like this for TikTok that matches our Instagram, that matches our website, that matches our emails, and we need it yesterday.
Yeah, your experience is not uncommon. We're seeing a lot of organizations need tools that safeguard their brand, but also help boost creativity. But really helping those teams, really speed and scale the work so you're not up late burning that midnight oil. Generative AI poses an opportunity for this. I mean, do you agree?
Of course. I have embraced Gen AI pretty much fully. And I'm obsessed with training these models to keep brand vibes consistent, whether we're talking illustrations, photos, icons. Brand integrity isn't just a buzzword for me, it's everything. Plus, when we nail that visual consistency using AI, we're also making sure accessibility standards don't fall through the cracks because I like to focus on that. And that happens way too often, but it's absolutely crucial for inclusive design in my field. So, can
Mhm.
I just say it's actually kind of freaky how these models have learned to mimic my illustration styles. It's kind of exciting, but I'm here for it, and it looks scary sometimes. But the thing is, I can just adjust tiny tweaks now instead of like focus on the entire piece, and it frees me up to really focus my creative energy on problems that actually deserves my brain power.
Yeah. I think freeing up teams to focus on what matters most is huge. There's so many repetitive or manual tasks within the content creation workflow, and if we can assist with some of that to make your lives easier, that's fantastic. I mean, when we built Adobe Firefly custom models, we really wanted to make it easy to train Firefly with your own brand assets so that you could create that custom content, really helping you to maintain brand consistency, style consistency. So you only need like a handful, 10, maybe 20, images to train a model. And then
Yeah.
you can quickly expand campaigns or explorations and accelerate that time to market. So really excited that, these tools have come about through the era of generative AI and that folks like you are really embracing them.
Wow, I hope you were like dancing a little bit. So let's talk about how teams can use Firefly custom models to generate content that aligns with their brand at scale, relieving their creative teams of hours of role production. So Jacqueline, how are you seeing teams leveraging custom models to support content production? Are there any particular use cases where this has been especially transformative?
Yeah, leading enterprises use custom models to generate images aligned with their campaign styles, a global brand style. Maybe there's a through line of your aesthetic that you want to keep,
Mhm.
icons and illustrations, characters, lifestyle photography, and leveraging custom models. You're generating an image, and that image then becomes part of what you're putting into your final asset. And final assets that we see our customers deliver with custom models are banner ads, social media posts, web
Mhm.
page hero images, packaging, murals, avatars. There's like the sky's the limit. But what we really have seen a lot of success in is when you're training on these areas of a type of illustration style or icon, a photography style, characters, things like that. You're going to see some pretty great results.
Awesome.
Also, production times are much swifter when you're using a custom model because the content you're creating is already within your creative vision or your brand style. So you can reduce the review cycles and the time that it takes to kind of rapidly iterate those variations because all you need is a text prompt. You put it into the model and then you can, I wonder what this is going to look like. And you can put it in. I wonder what that's going to look like. Or you get feedback from your client and they want to see something slightly different. You don't have to start from scratch. You have kind of that core consistent look and feel, and you're just going to show them something slightly different.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'm going to share a couple customer examples. I think the first one to share is Tapestry. Tapestry is the parent company behind iconic brands such as Coach and Kate Spade, New York, and they deployed Firefly to enhance Coach's digital twin creation process. Now, by training Firefly on the brand's proprietary assets, the Tapestry team created custom models that they used to generate images that really match Coach's unique brand identity for ideation. They were able to create these digital twins of their handbags, and then using them allowed the teams to experiment with new concepts, maybe new colors or fabrics or materials, and gather consumer feedback, as well as scale content creation quickly. And this ultimately improved their product ideation as well as their speed of delivery. With digital twins now central to product design, Coach is using this technology as both an efficiency driver and a creative tool, transforming the way it brings its iconic brand to life. Now let's look at another example. Studio RX, part of IPG Health Network, they set out to implement a new brand identity. And this can be a lengthy process, but using a custom model, they were able to launch a new brand identity in just 10 days, speeding up the process by 5x. By training a Firefly model with their initial set of these Rixie characters, they crafted a customized solution that could produce new backgrounds, subjects, and foregrounds for these characters, all while maintaining consistency. I mean, you see that same yellow, same kind of feel of their characters. And so they were able to quickly build out that family and scale them for use across multi channel campaigns, really providing that consistent aesthetic to represent their brand. By fine tuning Firefly in this way and creating custom models, the team could scale content creation without much retouching. And here's the coolest part: working directly with the text prompts, the agency can continue to use this custom model to place Rixies in new environments, poses, and styles that suits its needs. So it's providing ongoing value. Say, hypothetically, there's a winter campaign. I mean, you can go back to that custom model and put in new prompts and put the characters in these new environments. So it's not just a one and done type of tool. You can use it for repeat use as well. I'm curious, Geraldine, what are you seeing in your work?
Oh, wow. I really love those examples. So in our client work, we need everything to feel like it came from the same brand universe. And I think you see that from the last example specifically. When we pitch concept, they need to look on brand from day one. And we often
Mhm,
need to keep specific characters or design elements consistent across everything we make. We
mhm,
constantly need more versions of concept that look like they belong together. And again, I talked about brand consistency at the top. It isn't just about slapping the same logo everywhere. It's about creating a cohesive world across all touch points. And custom models have been a game changer for quick prototyping. You can rapidly test it and have different approaches, show options to focus groups, and get stakeholder buy-in in days instead of weeks. It also allows us to represent our audiences authentically, and that is crucial, especially when you're focusing on inclusive design.
mhm. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Tailoring your content to your audience. I mean, that's like 101 for
Exactly.
the client work and design work. I wanted to share now a quick look at custom models in action. Let's take a look at this demo.
I need to get a series of food images to fit my brand, and rather than pull from stock, I want images that fit my brand style and give my team the ability to generate additional images. All I need to do is train a model using Adobe Firefly. I'll start with a simple prompt here, something like steak with broccoli and mashed potatoes. Now I need images that fit the look I am going for and would be helpful in training this model. I only need like 10 to 30 images. So I'll just pull some I have on my computer from a previous campaign. While these are loading, I'll point out that we could also just drag and drop images into this window if we wanted. Okay, everything is loaded. You can see here that all of these images have this very vibrant aesthetic with a slate background and ceramic dishes. But it looks like one of the images has a warning. If we click on the image warning, it tells us that this particular image is not great for training because of the resolution. So I'm going to go ahead and remove it from my training set. Next, I need to review captions in my images. I just noticed that this caption is too general. So I'm going to update this really quick to be tacos on a plate with pork, avocado, cilantro, and lime wedges. Captioning the images that are going into the training gives a better data set so that the model can better understand what I'm going after. Ideally, I would go through and check each image caption, but let's just do this image for now. I click train, and it's going to ask me to acknowledge that I have the rights to these images. I confirm I do. Depending on the model, this can take a bit of time, so we could close this out and come back to it later. I've already trained on this set of images, so we don't have to wait. To access that, I click on my model inventory. You'll notice I have two buttons here, Preview and Test, as well as Publish. But first, we need a sample prompt. I'll type in steak with broccoli and mashed potatoes. Then I'll click Preview and Test. What's going on in the background is Firefly Generative AI is taking my custom model and generating new images based on the prompt. So this looks like a good start, but let's keep testing. I'm going to change out the broccoli maybe for mushrooms and click Generate. Now, if I wanted, I could add more detail to the prompt, like camera angles or additional props or dishes, but with this basic prompt, it's going to generate images that have food on ceramic plates and a slate background with this soft lighting. This is a great start for our model, and I'm ready to share it with my team.
So the biggest win for my team has been storyboarding. That's actually what excited me the most about working in Firefly. Before, it would waste days sketching rough concepts. Now we can just use Firefly to crank out the storyboards in minutes, and I kid you not. I had 3 concepts storyboarded in an hour 2 days ago, and I'm so happy I worked this quickly now. And that means our creative teams can spend more time polishing the actual deliverable instead of getting stuck in the weeds early on. And I'm using it everywhere now. I generate on brand social posts in Express. I extend photo shoots in Photoshop. And when the budget runs out, and you know we've all been there, I create consistent icon families in Illustrator. And it's basically an extra team member at this point, to be honest, Jacqueline.
That's so great to hear. I mean, both Firefly and Firefly custom models are so helpful for creating new content and iterating really quickly. We've actually had a customer who trained a custom model on a skin condition, so that they would have that cohesive skin condition across all of their campaigns for, a specific style. And so like that's not an uncommon use case. I think really thinking through what is your use case? What are you trying to achieve? And then figuring out the right technology to do so. I think Adobe has a number of tools, as you mentioned, that really can help do that. So I'm really excited to hear that Firefly is creating value in your day-to-day workflows and that you're able to use custom models in your Adobe applications like Adobe Express, Firefly Web, and we even have Firefly Services APIs for custom models. So if we think about what that workflow might look like, and Gerald, you can speak to this as well, is a creative team might train that model and validate that it really matches your intent and your kind of design style. Once you're happy with that, then you can share it out to your broader team, or to a specific team member to then be able to use that model to generate that on-brand content. So you're really setting out those guardrails from the start of like, okay, the content is going to be within kind of the creative vision. And this also starts opening up new ways of working where you can empower, say, your regional marketing team to be able
Yeah.
to create content so you don't become that bottleneck creating all these variations for all the teams, globally. Just having a central model that they can leverage. Now, Firefly custom models, I've been talking about this, they enable on-brand content creation. And I mean, as we've seen with you, Geraldine, it really helps your team to accelerate workflows and maintain that creative vision and brand style.
Yes.
We've seen, like you've talked about reducing the time for storyboarding. We've seen other customers with enormous time savings from weeks to like days or
Days,
hours,
hours, yeah.
depending on, yeah. I mean, you believe it, I'm sure, from
Well, sometimes I don't wanna tell my client that, but yes.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta be careful. No. I think overall, it's not that it's reducing the time, but it frees you up to put your attention where it's more valuable. And that's
Okay.
where this is like really a tool to assist you in that creative process, and you're still in the driver's seat. And so, yeah, from time savings to cost savings, we've really seen a lot of value with custom models. I think with that, it's been great having you, Geraldine, and I appreciate everyone's time today. Um, Thanks so much. Um, and
It
thanks
was
for
my
joining me.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. I love talking about custom models.
And thank you, audience, for joining, and have a great rest of your day.